Jose Youngs here, the MMA Fighting, speaking with Greg Jackson at the UFC 239 media. Now, Greg, you have two fighters fighting in the main and co-main event. John Jones, who people widely consider one of, if not the greatest fighters of all time, has been with you for however many years. Holly Holm is fighting the woman that people consider the greatest female fighter of all time. They're both both of them have said them into the same camp at the same time have been hugely beneficial for them. Do you feel the same energy from both of those guys?
Yeah, I think so. It's nice to have a battle buddy. So them going through the process together and having such a high pressure evening where they can kind of split the pressure and help each other out. I think that's important.
And John has said that this 2019 has been his gift back to the fans. He just wants to fight as many times as possible for those guys that have stuck around with him. What's his energy, motivation, attitude been in the gym where he's not preparing for Daniel Cormier, Gustafsson? It's Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, maybe guys he never thought about fighting.
Yeah, I think, that's the trick, right? All those guys are super dangerous. So for me, it's just dealing with that danger. And I think for him, it's a lot of that too. It's just getting in there and fighting and doing what he loves to do. So I think it's super motivating for him just because he gets to fight, and he loves it. And so that energy brings its own reality to the gym where, hey, John's in camp, John's training well, everybody kind of rises to that.
And you, John, and specifically your camp have been known to formulate these perfect game plans for their opponents where you can put them down to a T, their faults, their strengths, and everything. Thiago Santos, from the outside looking in, seems like a fighter where he doesn't even know what he's going to do until he's inside the octagon. How do you game plan for a fighter like that?
Well, that's what makes him dangerous, right? Is his unpredictability, his power, even predictability or let me put it this way. If you're unpredictable all the time, that becomes predictable. And so the dance back and forth on that is important. But everybody has tendencies, even wild people. So, hopefully we do our job. We'll see.
And also from the outside looking at it, I can't remember a guy, maybe Vitor Belfort and Lyoto back a few years ago, where relied so heavily on kicks that John has fought. Is that accurate? Gustafsson, boxer, Glover Share, boxer, wrestler, Rampage, heavy hands. Is that an accurate assessment of Thiago Santos?
Yeah, but he has weird punching angle stuff. Yeah, because he does the capoeira stuff, and I think he's very heavy on from the calf all the way up to the head. I think he does a lot of kick stuff. So yeah, there's that element.
And Holly is also trying to make history too against Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes against Cyborg said that if she hits her hard once, she sees red, and that's kind of her entry into putting her away. I asked her, what do you see against Holly? And she said, the holes are out there against Misha, against Valentina, against Jermaine. How are you preparing for someone like Amanda, who hits, that hard, but puts these game plans together like you guys?
Yeah, she's very good. The counter-punching element, the takedown element, those kind of things are hard to get around. So hopefully we put ours together, and we'll see how it all plays out.
And Holly, obviously, she says she's not looking past this fight, but as her coach, Amanda Nunes has 2 titles in weight classes that Holly's fought in both. Have you spoken to her? Have you thought about hey, if we take this title, maybe a rematch at 145 is next?
No, because I don't do any managing or anything like that. My job is just to try to solve the puzzles in front of us. So puzzles go in front of us. I try to solve them. On to the next puzzle.
And another fighter who said he's not with your camp anymore, but Diego Sanchez going to the Hall of Fame tomorrow night for his fight against Clay Guida. What do you make of? He said he's re-emerged, reinvented himself, where he's discovered anti-aging and all this stuff. What do you make of his fight tomorrow and him going into the Hall of Fame, or his fight Saturday going into the Hall of Fame?
Well, he should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. He was the very first Ultimate Fighter winner. Before Forrest and Bonner fought, he won. So I don't know why he isn't in the Hall of Fame for everything he's done already. He deserves to be there. And I hope all of that stuff works out for him. I hope he wins. I hope he looks great, and he really shines.
And as a coach, is this the biggest fight, this fight card for your gym, where you have main, co-main, title fight, the greatest of all time, and then another person fighting the greatest of all time?
I've been asked that question a lot. Yeah. So you'll ask me that this week, and I'll be like, yeah, it's the biggest one. And then next week you'll ask me, okay, now this time, for sure, there's aliens from outer space fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's the biggest, but it doesn't mean anything to me. That's for the fans, and for you, that's the biggest fight card forever. But as a coach, for me, it's just my job. If I go, oh my God, so that takes me out of the process. So for a guy like me, who's not that smart to begin with, I have to use all my small brain to kind of stay focused on just the process itself. And the rest of it, that's for your guys' entertainment and all the conjectures. So.
And John, we just spoke to him. He keeps referring to Holly as his sister, not his teammate. I've spoken with both Pettis brothers before, and they say it's hard to fight on the same card as their sibling because they get so focused on, say they lose or they don't look great, and it takes them out of their fight. Are you like? Is it going to be difficult for John to watch someone he calls his sister fight for the biggest fight of her life?
I don't know. You'd probably have to ask him that. For me, it won't, like, it doesn't matter win or losing. Again, it's just a process. So if we do the process correctly and we win, great. If we do the process and we lose, well, we need to improve on that. So I don't get too emotional on the night. Afterwards, I'm pretty hard on myself if we lose, and if we win, I just want to do it again.
Right.
But as for John's mentality, I can't speak to that.
And then one final one, not UFC 239 related, but Aaron Pico was at your gym for his last fight. Where's he at right now? I know he came out on Instagram saying he wants some time off to regroup. Are you hoping he takes the rest of 2019 off, maybe come back in 2020?
Nope. I'd like him to get back right now.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Get right back to work, get right back to the laboratory. I believe in that kid 100%. I think he's going to be great. We just need a little time with him. And so we only had 6-7 weeks with him. And as soon as he gets back, we'll get right back to work.
Is he the most talented fighter to come into your gym, like in terms of just raw talent coming in before you even touched him?
That's a strong statement. I mean, there's been a lot of people in my gym, so I wouldn't say he's the most talented. I'd say he's right up there, though.
Well, I appreciate the time and good luck on Saturday.